Hello, hello. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your message. I'm excited. I feel like this one is really. I hear like really loud music. I hear like rave music or like techno music, some ghetto tech, some house music. I just hear something I'm hearing booming. And I'm hearing, this is funny, from, what is it called? The Black Eyed Peas. Rockin' them beats. That boom boom pow. These chickies dragging my style. I don't even know how the words go. Let me stop. Okay. Let's get to the point though. This reading is about to be very turned. I can tell that already. So we're gonna call on the spirit guides, ancestors, angels, and most high that have our best interests and our best interests only, so we can get the most clear and concise reading for you right now. So let's see Mermaid Magic. Let's see Pile 3. Let's get Pile 3's message out. It's so funny because the card already flew out and I'm like, oh my god, this is everything that I was feeling already. Let's see Pile 3's message. So this is really funny actually. It's not actually starting off how I thought it was going to start off. I thought it was going to be like boom, 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 but it's not yet. It's a progression. So what I'm seeing is like you just recently, with using Mermaid Magic with your own work and everything, and this is also what Mermaid Magic is supporting you through as well. So somebody just really broke down some shit to themselves. You know, when you really are at a point where you're tired of your own behavior, where you're tired of how things are going and you really get on your own self, this is what I'm really feeling. I feel like somebody looked at themselves in the mirror and were like, hey, we cannot do this shit anymore because I'm lying to myself about how fulfilled and satisfied I actually am, and that has to change right now. And it's something, there's a sort of rage about how this feels. There's a sort of like anger about how this feels, and also a desire to impulsively shift everything in one day at the same time. And so spirit is like, you don't have to do that. You don't got to do that because we have you covered. But the emotion was the movement. This emotion for somebody was a spell. It was the movement. It was the moving the mountain. Okay? You know, we have the power to look at a mountain and tell that mountain to move, and it shall move. So this is something that happened for you. And so I feel like while right now you may be a little bit quiet or have been a little bit more quiet these last few days, your energy is rebalancing. Your energy is really you're rejuvenating yourself in more ways than one. I really feel like somebody listening to this message has really been going hard on their spiritual work in general, really going hard on their cleansing, really going hard on their protections, really going more hard on praying over themselves, increasing your habits. Somebody doesn't know that you are really moving yourself into alignment with what it is you want very, very quickly. And I think that's why this is going to end up being some boom, boom, boom energy, because it's like, yeah, somebody has really been doing the things. And I think that you do not realize. Actually, it's not that I think that you don't realize. I know that you do not realize what you have been doing. You think that you're just habit stacking or hobby stacking. You think that you're just waking up wanting to do more with your life out of nowhere. Not only is this the timing in general where you are aligned to do so, but also you're being energetically supported with Mermaid Magic if you are. And a lot of times when we have enough capacity ourselves at the time to really move our lives forward, using Mermaid Magic amplifies that. So sometimes things can shift very quickly, and I'm going to talk about this more often, but I have done this a lot of times in my life where I pair and really, really intentionally focus, aligning my physical actions with the spiritual actions at the same time. And I know you're like, okay, that's not really that big of a deal, but sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes we go in seasons where we shift a lot energetically and spiritually, but we may not have the capacity physically to really jump up and do a lot yet because our body is doing so much on an energetic level. But when you can, and this is why I'm saying this, somebody has been doing the physical actions and the spiritual shifting at the same time, because right now you have the capacity for that and you are catapulting forward fast as fuck. Like, I think that you don't realize I think that you don't realize this. You heard the energy in the beginning. I'm like, oh my God. I literally put on the voice note and I was like, oh my God. But I also feel like this is tied with something else as well, as far as this also being a very mixed energy, and it's going back to that rage of having to leave something behind. Going back to this very first card, there was a certain structure, there was a certain thing, and within that there's a bit of hurt, within that there's a little bit of grief, because there was a certain way of operating that you were a bit comfortable with, even though you weren't comfortable with it. And I'm hearing we getting deep. So I'm hearing that for someone, the blind spot for you has been being able to care for yourself as much as you care for other people. So the reason why this feels so big and so deep and so intense, where like there's this rage but also this excitement and this want to just move mountains and just all of this at one time, because it's not only you finally claiming your life, it's you also finally subconsciously are not realizing the injustices of, I don't know if I want to word it like that, but all the love and the energy and the nourishment that you could have been giving yourself before, which do not blame yourself for that, because I always love to say we cannot go beyond what we do not know. So because you weren't doing that before, do not blame yourself, do not judge yourself. But I think that in this moment it's more of you just deserving, how you realizing how much you have deserved this whole time, realizing how worthy, I'm getting tongue-tied, realizing how worthy you have been this entire time. And so now that you're giving yourself this nourishment and you're upgrading spiritually and, like I said, doing the things outwardly as well, it's a lot. You're like, damn, I could have been doing this for myself before, because you see how fast you're progressing. And even if things have not shifted insanely on the physical, I really feel like people in this pile have been seeing some sprinklings and some things of this new life coming in for you generally, and it's making you very excited. It's getting you in the groove. And this is when we go to that boom boom pow. This is where we go to that. I'm definitely gonna have to upload these on YouTube. I thought I was gonna screen record them and just put them in the comments, but I think I'm gonna have to upload them on YouTube because they're a little bit longer than I thought. But I'm a yapper, I knew that. I knew that. Who was I kidding? Okay. Let's see, let's get to the boom boom pow. Mermaid Magic, Miss Mermaid, tell us what's up. Oh yeah, baby, you're popping off. You're popping off. I can't lie. And it comes from this decision, and that's why I said it's so funny, because I feel like it feels bittersweet. It feels a little melancholic at times when you're sitting there and you're like, wow, I've done so much to restore and rejuvenate myself right now. I'm really giving myself all the love that I deserve, and it just keeps increasing. I just keep finding more ways that I can take care of myself even better. And now here I am, and wow, shit really wasn't like this before. I didn't feel like I had the capacity for this before. So it's kind of almost feeling a little bittersweet for the versions of yourself that did not yet have the capacity or the knowledge or the wisdom or the energy yet. And so you're realizing also how much you really do love yourself, and that's doing a lot. That's doing a lot as well. You're stepping into a season of balance. You're stepping into this energy of balance, and it's because you've done a lot. Do you know how hard it is to do what you have just done? Like, do you really understand what you just did? You may not yet, but you will. When you decide that parts of your life are unfulfilling and you go and change that, and even if it changes the emotion, I remember, oh yeah, I was supposed to mention that post. I'm always talking about a post. There was this other post, though, that was like, sometimes that anger, being a secondary emotion, can reveal the injustices that we feel can can reveal how we feel like we were slighted, or we were given the short end of the stick. And it's like, so all the love and the care that you've given to others that you may not have received back, that you are now given to yourself, and you realize that gap. That's the part that's jarring, is because you're realizing that gap. So like I said, there's some bittersweetness. You just ended a cycle. Like it's a lot going on for you right now, but at the same time, you're very hopeful, you're very proud of yourself. So let's see it. Like I said, getting back to this hype, baby, you are really turning up because of all this love and care that you're giving yourself. And one thing about Mermaid Magic, she absolutely loves when you give yourself more love and care, because Mermaid Magic simply believes that you should be the center of your life. And if that means that other people look at you with eyes of selfishness and thinking that you're selfish for taking time out for yourself, if you had experienced a lot of seasons of hardships prior to that, and now you're finally taking a moment to breathe for yourself, simply allow them to, because you are going to receive everything you need. Those people are going to be mad regardless. And I think that's another part of the message too. Do not allow people to act like you are being selfish. Tell them you are practicing enlightened self-interest. You are interested in yourself, therefore you are fulfilling yourself at this time. Do not let anybody make you feel like you are being evil for taking your time out for yourself, because this is leading you to the pot of gold, because you quite frankly have never yet experienced you being all into yourself. And that's the point here. Do you know what can happen when you are all into yourself? Do you know what can happen when you are all into yourself for the first time in your life? Do you know what can happen? And I'm gonna have to talk about this, because this is a way that I really like to use Mermaid Magic to really catapult my life and to really quantum leap. That's the thing. You can use Mermaid Magic to quantum leap using self-care. Girl, how? You may be thinking, because Mermaid Magic loves that shit. She will energetically, if she sees you taking care of yourself more, she's like, hey, ooh, they're gonna have more capacity to carry what they're asking for, because they're feeling good, they're feeling better. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling more calm, you're feeling more safe, you're feeling more loved, adored, and celebrated by yourself. And you know, Mermaid Magic, the glamour aspect of that is going to be reflected back to you in the world. That gives you, it just puts so much life in you that it just makes you want to move, it makes you want to flourish. Baby, Mermaid Magic is that girl. Okay, you're about to turn up. You are about to turn up, and I think that you don't realize it's because okay, you'll see this more when you start to emerge a bit more. Remember when I was like, okay, things have been a little bit quiet, more so the last few days. You've been maybe a little bit more in your solitude, a little bit more enjoying your alone time at this time. But just know that when you pop out, you're going to feel it. Like, you're going to feel it in the way that you move. Like, you gonna feel different. You just gonna, girl, yeah. Girl, I ain't about to play with you. You've been doing the work. You know what? I ain't gotta play. Look, I'm not gonna play with you, because you've been doing the work anyway. This pile has been fucking going hard. Y'all know that this shit is coming anyway. I got me over here being tongue-tied and shit. Like, you don't know your power and shit. That's the problem. I'm sitting here. Look, I just put all the cards back in the deck, and I just shuffled, and the fucking sun flew out. You already know. I love this. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see what things come about. Please update me. You guys know I love the updates about how you're doing and everything like that. I love you dearly, my darling, and have the most beautiful day ever.